Hello everyone, welcome to the first module on NQA1. I'm Norm Moreau, I'm the CEO and Chief Instructor for Thesis Professional Services. So our course objectives is to recognize acronyms, definitions that are unique to the nuclear industry. If you are new to this industry, this will be helpful information. Describe how quality assurance is achieved in the nuclear industry. So a little bit of quality 101, if you will, in the presentation. And then we'll start into the roadmap of how the pieces fit together. And of course, those of you who kind of glanced at your book already, you'll see, there's 4 parts. I wonder what those are about. And that's the essence of our presentation. We'll also talk a little bit about interpretations because they can be helpful, and I'll try to discuss with you how they would fit in. And then at the end, you have an option of either just going through the check on learning, which we'll do, or taking an online examination. If you're interested in the online examination, at this point you'll just have to simply email us about that. So let's talk about acronyms. NRC, Department of Energy, those are our regulators. Those are people who establish the rules and the regulations associated with nuclear facilities, and that's a generic term, applies both to commercial side of the business as well as Department of Energy facilities. The group that the group that sponsors NQA is American Society for Mechanical Engineers, ASME, ASME, terms used interchangeably. At the international level, those of you who might be attending from outside the U.S., most of the facilities in the international community are driven or guided through the International Atomic Energy Commission out of Vienna, Austria. And then finally, us, NQA1, we have a public view of what we're doing, the things that are going on within the committee. Obviously, some things are behind a firewall or protected information, but generally you can get and find out what's going on with the committee in the NQA1 homepage. The link there was a little bit too long to fit on the page, so I just gave you a summary one. We'll talk about this one as well a little bit. ISO, or the International for Standardization. There aren't facilities that are run or people in the supply chain who are delivering product or running plants strictly to ISO, but that management system that is set up in ISO really is, on the international level, is fully integrated into their program, so I at least need to mention it and tell you how that fits into the picture. Hello everyone, welcome to the first module on NQA1. I'm Norm Moreau, I'm the CEO and Chief Instructor for Thesis Professional Services. This is a big one. But both for the facilities, the actual operators of facilities, as well as the supply chain. Look, there's just not a lot of companies that have stepped up to having a full nuclear quality assurance program. And so what do? We got to buy things safety related, safety significant, safety class, whatever the terminology you use for those system structures and components that you rely upon, right? Remember our definition of quality assurance. And so where do I get this stuff? How do I bring that stuff in to my organization? Well, we can buy commercial product, off-the-shelf things, but we've got to do some extra stuff. So to bring it up, if you will. So if I buy it safety related, it sits up here, right? If I buy it with an NQA program, it's up here. If a commercial item is here, how do I bring the two together so that when I actually install the item and use it in my facility, I can call it safety related? This is the process that does that. So if you're in the supply chain, pretty good chance you'll wind up using subpart 214. Hello everyone, welcome to the first module on NQA1. I'm Norm Moreau. I'm the CEO and Chief Instructor for Thesis Professional Services. So this is a little bit of an exercise for you guys to do. So at this point, it'd be good, once I go through the instructions, to pause the presentation if you'd like to go through the exercise. And then what I'm looking for is, where do you see work practices? So I'm asking you about Part 2 stuff, right? What Part 2 stuff would apply in this particular scenario? There's probably some Part 1 stuff in there as well. If you happen to put that in there, that's fine. Good part of the exercise, but I want you to focus in on the work practices of Part 2. So we'll go ahead and pause now. If you want to continue, you're welcome to do that. Okay, welcome back. See how you guys did on that. Let me give you some ideas here. So looks like maybe we're inside the plant, so I'm making some assumptions here. I mean, this one struck me right off the bat, right? 215 for hoisting, rigging, and transport, right? They're moving this component around in a facility, and so clearly 215 would apply. I don't really see warehouse here. This is really in the plant itself, so warehouse operations might not apply, but I'd certainly take a look at it. Doesn't look like they're cleaning anything here, so maybe 2.1, 2.2 might not apply, but housekeeping applies everywhere in a facility, right? So housekeeping, which is what, 2.3, that would apply, and those were, and we're not doing commercial grade dedication. We don't really have software activities going on here, so that might be limited. We're not working with subsurface investigation or anything like that. So those are the ones that I identified. Now, if I kind of snuck up to Part 1 just because I'm tempted and I want to see how the whole picture fits together, what do I got here? Probably procedures, work instructions. That's going to take me to requirement 5, procedures, drawing, and instructions. It's going to take me to document control, right? Is this really the most current version of the document? So that's requirement 6. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4. We're not 4 and 7 procurement kind of stuff. We're really not buying anything here. I don't think it's an audit. It's a work activity, so that falls off. But they're probably, I don't see it here necessarily, but they're probably going to, maybe these are forms that they have to fill out. So have document control. When you have document control, you usually pick up requirements, requirement 17. You usually pick up records as well. Let's see, corrective actions, let's hope not. Let's hope not. Non-conformances, we don't know yet, right? If we could see the forms, maybe it would be a non-conformance, I don't know. So I think that would kind of cover both Part 1 and Part 2. Hopefully you found the exercise helpful in kind of understanding how the pieces fit together.